Good morning, America. It is once again a privilege and honor to come before you to talk about certain things. And I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for your continuous commitment to sustain life and to avoid illegal imprisonment. Today, America is facing extraordinary challenges. We are at an inflection point where we have to take a decision to move forward. We don't want to end up in an impasse where we don't have a way forward. So we must take all the opportunities that we have, all the available resources that we have to make that happen for all of us. Today, as you all know, that we don't have a good healthcare in this country. The current Obamacare, also known as the Affordable Care Act, is standing in the way for our senior citizens to have adequate health coverage for an affordable premium. It needs to change. If I am ever entrusted with the presidency of the United States of America, I will stand for a new legislation. And I am for the implementation and the finalization of American Affordable Care Act. If this is ratified, we are speaking about the expansion of Medicare and our senior citizens having the access to a better affordable health care. They're paying high price for prescription drugs. That needs to change. These pharmaceutical companies that operate on our land, even with their incentives that they receive, they're paying high prices for their products. That needs to change. Any legislation that stands in the way to cripple our senior citizens in terms of healthcare will be ripped into shreds if I am ever president. When it comes to healthcare, ladies and gentlemen, the number of fatalities associated with health problems are increasing every day. Even with massive researches in the medical field, we are still not satisfied. We want to do a lot more than we can do. Our healthcare professionals are, although they are in high demand, but they are not in a position where they can satisfactorily conduct their duties. That needs to change. If I am ever president, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking about finding a way for everyone to have a life in this country completely free of health problems. I'm not speaking about overcoming the challenges associated with some chronic illnesses such as diabetes, heart diseases, hepatic diseases, but these are going to continue to be there. But we can definitely reduce the effect. That's what we need to do. We want to help people to understand having a better lifestyle, free of unwanted food intake. And we want to reduce the reliance of the people on different kinds of drugs. We have a lot of things to do, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when we talk about Planned Parenthood is considered to be an illegal enterprise. The funding must be stopped. And I will do that if I am president. I am for the defunding of Planned Parenthood. And if I am president, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also for a legislation that will stop abortion in this country. It is currently illegal, almost all states, because of the Joe and Wade ruling. Partial birth abortions are also conducted at various places. We are talking about killing babies. while babies are in their mother's womb, they don't have the ability to speak. And therefore, it is our responsibility to ensure that they are protected, they are able to have a life in this country. I am for life. Because the Bible says Jesus Christ came to this world to give life and life more abundantly. When it comes to our national security issues, ladies and gentlemen, we have always suffered from the narcissistic mentalities of world nations. We want to have a productive dialogue with them so that they will understand the importance of deterring wars and stopping wars. The prime example is the war that is going on in Israel between Israel and Hamas, and also the war that is ongoing between Russia and Ukraine. They're not willing to stop. And Israel on the right side, by the way. It is the Israeli hostages that are being held in Gaza. And they're not willing to release any of them. They're not willing to accept any of the programs that are designed to establish peace in the region. You know, we have created a vacuum in Iraq when we left. And it is through this vacuum ISIS gained power, and they continue to access different regions for their narcissistic intentions. You know, when we want to make sure that we create an operational space wherever we go. Our soldiers are deployed all across the world. And when we can have that operational space, we are speaking about having the ability to stand for our responsibilities, invade threat, and enhance lethality power, so that our soldiers will be in a better position to assist themselves to achieve goals. It has to come from our military and from our government. The government should have the ability to carry out all those necessary duties. Our commander-in-chief must have the capability to control our military forces. And I hope that he will. And ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about illegal drugs, fentanyl is manufactured in clandestine labs in many countries, and they are received by the transit countries such as Mexico. From there we get it. Annually, it is estimated that 40 million people are killed as a result of fentanyl overdose. Although it is used for used as an analgesic, and it has other benefits as well as a sedative, but it is also abused for what it can offer, and it must be stopped. We don't want to have any illegal drugs coming into our country, such as cocaine, heroin, marijuana, of course. These drug cartels that are in complete operation at various places in Mexico, most of the states, especially the state where El Chapo is from, Sinaloa cartel is known to be more powerful and aided by the Mexican military. They have been in operation for many years. They have been smuggling marijuana to our land. It has a crippling effect in our society. Our youngsters, our teenagers are on the lookout for opportunities to have this on their hands. And it is used for euphoric effects. And it can definitely imbalance your mind. Your mental stability will be challenged. And your perception, depth perception will be changed, your mood will be altered. A lot of bad things can happen. We want to stop that, ladies and gentlemen. If I am ever given the opportunity, I will make sure that these drug cartels operation will come to a halt. I will work closely with the Mexican government and the Colombian government to ensure that these illegal activities are stopped once and for all. We are also concerned about Social Security being available for everyone that is in need even after 2030. We want this social program, we want this social welfare program to continue as long as we are alive, as long as this nation is in existence. Because we believe in taking care of our senior citizens, because when they are no longer able to work, when they are in their retirement ages. Currently, and I also want to touch base with our economy. We always want to make sure that we have a strong economy that can provide adequate economic benefits. If we can have high employment rate, and if we can balance the supply and demand, and if we can reduce our trade deficit and allow our corporations and mid-sized businesses to have the opportunity for a high incentive, a tax break, we are speaking about creating massive employment opportunities for our country. If we can do that, of course, we're talking about building a robust and a strong economy for all of us. We don't have that yet. Our GDP stays at $30 trillion today. And that needs to change to probably 40 trillion. We can do a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. If we can provide those companies that are in operation on land a high incentive and a tax break, we're speaking about their operation onshore. And that is what we need to do. We want to engage in actions to ensure that these CEOs and the managers of the businesses have the ability to engage in dialogue with government officials freely, without having to worry, without any reservation, so that, this is a free market. They can take their decisions on their own, but at the same time, government has to employ laissez-faire. We want to have a limited government, government having limited involvement in our economic activities. That's what I aim to accomplish. I hope you understand me. I honestly believe that this green-eyed monster must be eviscerated in a fast manner. She deserves it. I am not going to end up in prison. I want to lead this nation. I want to make this very, very clear. I want to make this very clear today. I have the intention to run this country upon your approval. I am waiting for your call. I am not going to die. I am not going to end up in prison because I want to leave. I want my life back. That's what I'm looking for. I have suffered enough, ladies and gentlemen. I have suffered enough in front of your eyes for the past 21 years. I want you to understand that. I did not come to this position overnight. This has been a tough road for me. And I think I made it. And I really want to thank you all for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I have for right now. I will definitely produce more as you need. Thank you. Take care.